Hello everybody, Solid Rich here with a response video to the jazz bums of all things. I just watched a video of theirs a few hours ago. Jazz albums for metalheads. And I thought, the title intrigued me. I watched 53-minute video, I think. I watched the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. Now, they brought up, during the video, they're bringing up different things. And one thing they mentioned a lot is, oh, that's funky and, funk. And I mean, we all, there's stereotypical metalheads. There's stereotypical punkers. There's definitely stereotypical jazz fans, a little bit snobby. But the metalheads I know, a lot of them don't really like funk. They don't like that. And I remember Richie Blackmore, the guitar player for Deep Purple and Rainbow, he even said it. I even remember seeing him say that. They brought up horns, and they showed quite a few horn-led groups. And most metalheads I know do not like horns. And they showed some drum, some like Art Blakey. They showed some albums that were, led by drummers. Now, metalheads do love their driving drums, but I don't think most metalheads really like drum solos. I don't think most people like drum solos. But before I picked 5. I listened to jazz all morning since watching that video with this in mind, and I got 5. But before I do show those, I'm going to show this book, Miles Beyond, is it? The Electric Explorations of Miles Davis, 1967 to 1991. This is a look at Miles Davis from a rock fan's perspective. It's fantastic. I really love this book. And this was gifted to me by Dixieland Farms. And he left me a note here. He goes, "My dog literally ate this book." And you can see right there, man. Nice touch, Rover. Okay, number 5. It's one that they showed. But after listening to all these records, I had to include this one. It's Calvin Keys with Sean Nee. I don't know how you pronounce that. He's a guitarist, so it's a guitar-led group. It's definitely jazz, but it's got some good guitar licks on it. So that's why I'm including this one. It's on the Black Jazz label, and it's probably my favorite album on the Black Jazz label. And so this is my number 5. Number 4 is Black Flag with The Process of Weeding Out. Now, okay, I can see all the jazz bums. Black Flag, they're not jazz. Well, this is definitely not a punk record. It's definitely not a rock record. I guess you could call it punk jazz if you insist, but it's essentially a jazz album. It's an instrumental album. It's a 3-piece. You got guitar, bass, and drums. So it's a guitar-led thing. And Bill Stevenson's the drummer. He was the drummer for Black Flag. Driving drums. Kira on bass, she really stands out on this. In fact, a lot of times she's playing electric bass, it sounds like a stand-up bass. And then you got Greg Ginn, the guitar player. A very unconventional guitar player. He doesn't play your normal chords a lot of the time. And he's a very unusual guitar player. And he blazes on this. It's a little bit left field. But I think metalheads could get into this album. And number 3 is Miles Davis with Agharta. This is a live album. Now, the one that came out after this, Magnus or something like that, I don't have on vinyl. And maybe if I listened to that, it would have been a better choice, but I got what I got, you know? This album has two guitarists, and at times it's wailing. And then you got Miles Davis playing this really eerie, just loud organ, just... He's not like playing like... You know, he's not doing Charlie Brown music at all. It's just like... And it's awesome. This gets really dense at times, and I think the Metalheads might like that. It does have its soft moments, and it may have a flute here or there, but not a lot. I mean, it's a double album, so a little bit of flute, you know. You can overlook that. But I think overall, the Metalheads might really like this. Now, in Middle Earth Records, I was going through the used section. They had a Miles Davis album. I picked it up. I go, oh, wow, I don't have that one. Well, it turns out I do. It's Agharta. It's the same album, different cover. I guess this is the Japanese version. Okay, we're getting to number 2. Definitely these are the number 2s, 1 and 2. You got Mahavishnu Orchestra, Visions of an Emerald Beyond. Now, if the Metalheads can get, you know, past that, and, you know, this guru guy, you know, you know, you got to get past that. But this is a rocking album, man. In fact, the first song, Eternity's Breath, I mean, it's a rock riff that John McLaughlin's playing. It's fantastic. I mean, it's heavy. It does have some vocals in that song where, you know, and Love Supreme. But underneath it all, it's just got this guitar, massive sound, and it's just driving rock. Some of the other songs, there's some blistering solos by John McLaughlin. It's fantastic. And I think Metalheads could really get into this album. At least some Metalheads. But my number 1 is Miles Davis, Jack Johnson. Tribute to Jack Johnson. I guess this was the original front cover. I don't know. But I bought this pretty early on. It's got the Kmart sticker. This is, I would say, this is Miles Davis's rock album. It's got John McLaughlin on it, who was in that previous one I just showed. He's all over this. It's just great guitars throughout this thing. Miles Davis's trumpet, I didn't mention it on Agharta. His trumpet, he plays this especially on Agharta, he's playing this electric trumpet that, quite frankly, jazz fans did not like at the time. And I don't think they really cared for this album either, you know. And I kind of like the Miles Davis albums that the typical jazz fan doesn't like. But yeah, this is a fantastic album. Bill Cobbin is on drums. And right here, this is a Bill Cobbin album. He's my honorable mention. But yeah, check this out, man. Metalheads. Take care, everybody. Love you. Richie loves you. Oh, wait. There's the Bill Cobbin album. Man, I didn't even have it in the screen. Oh, man.